Quadratic inequalities. Okay, so graad 11, as jy nou jou mind teruggooi na jou graad 10 wiskunde werk toe, if I give you this, what does that equation represent? It's a what? What is he saying? Okay, good. You're not wrong, but that's not the answer I'm looking for. That is going to be one of the steps we follow. If I want to graphically represent that, what am I going to draw? A parallelogram. Okay, so let's quickly talk about this. What am I saying? A parabola. Sorry, guys. A parabola. Okay, so we're going to use what Saki just said, and we're going to do the difference between two squares. Because can you remember, that is how you find the two x-intercepts. Ons noem hulle ook die wortels. Hoekom wil die pen nie werk nie? Today of all days. Kom nou. Okay, and do you guys remember then when I draw this? It looks like that. Okay. Familiar territory? All of you fine with that? Sort of remember something like that. Okay, but we are busy with inequalities today. Amen. We are not busy with quadratic equations. We are doing quadratic inequalities. So I'm going to keep the left-hand side of the equation exactly the same, but it's not going to be an equal sign. If I have x squared minus 9 is smaller than 0, an inequality, hello, guys, and it's not even 10 o'clock yet. An inequality there, do you see? You have all the tools you need to give me the answer straight away. Okay, so there are two different ways that they can ask you this. You can either do it on a getalle line, a number line, or you can do it with a parabola. I'm going to do them with both, and then you pick the one that you are most comfortable with. I personally like the parabola one, because we do parabolas anyway, but it doesn't matter. Okay, goed. So ek is nou eers terug by hierdie parabool van ons. As ek hom op 'n getalle lyn gaan teken, en ek het my twee waardes, minus 3 en 3. Sien julle, ek het basies net my x-as geteken nou. Nee? I only drew my x-axis. But do you agree it's a number line? Okay? Then, do you see that for this part and this part of my parabola, I have positive values? Sien julle, die armpies van die parabool is positief. Voor die x-as positive. Do you all see that? So in other words, for those values, we have positive and positive. What happens between negative 3 and 3? It is negative. Sien julle uit? Negatiewe waardes tussen negative 3 en 3. So, from negative 3, kom nou. from negative 3 all the way to 3. That part of my parabola is a negative parabola. Do you see it is under the x-axis? So under the x-axis means negative. In other words, for the interval from negative 3 to 3, we have a negative parabola. Okay, so do you see the top thing and the bottom thing is exactly the same. Hulle gee vir my presies dieselfde inligting. Die een is net 'n parabool en die ander een 'n getallelyn wat net 'n plus minus plus het. Okay, now I'm back to the question. I'm looking for the values where x squared minus 9 is smaller than 0. What is the sign of a number that is smaller than 0? Negative. So do you agree I'm looking for negative? Hoe weet ek dit? Ek kyk na die vraag. Die vraag het vir my gesê, hulle soek waar is x kwadraat minus 9 kleiner as 0? Do you all understand why I'm looking for negative? And where do we find negative? Now you can either look at your number line or at your parabola. But do you agree the answer will be, it is for values where x is between negative 3 and 3. Do you see from negative 3, not including negative 3, all the way to 3, we have our negative values. Stem julle saam? Do you see that? From negative 3 to 3, the parabola is under the x-axis. In other words, it has a negative value. Or if you're looking at your number line, I'm literally just looking for the minus. Sien julle die minus daar? And guys, that's it. Okay, but we're going to do some more, obviously. So let's stick with the same parabola and I'm going to just change the sign. Okay? So ons is nog steeds besig. Hierdie was nou my eerste enetjie. Ons is nog steeds besig met x kwadraat minus 9. Maar hierdie keer soek ek groter as 0. So wat is die teken van iets wat groter as 0 is? Positief, né? So stem julle saam, ek soek vir plus. Okay. Nou kan jy of op jou parabool gaan kyk en sê, sien julle, dis daai stukkies wat ek groen ingekleur het. Dis van minus 3 af laer, met ander woorde kleiner as minus 3, of dis van 3 af hoër, in other words, bigger than 3. So it has two different intervals and we have to write down both of them. Okay, if I'm looking at my number line, it's from negative 3 until infinity, or negative infinity, and from 3 unto positive infinity. Want hierdie parabool van my gaan ons aan. Hy gaan aanhou al meer positief en positief raak, né? So it carries on to infinity. Okay, so kyk mooi, hoe skryf ons hom? Jy skryf x kleiner as minus 3 of x groter as 3. So x can either be smaller than negative 3, any value here, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 1 million, whatever. Or x can be any value bigger than 3, in other words, 4, 5, 6, 7 million, whatever. Okay. Not that bad, right guys? Nou is daar net een dingetjie wat bykom. If I change the question to bigger than or equal to, you just put a equal to in your answer as well. Want dan sluit ek vir 0 in. So dan sluit ek die wortel in. Don't worry if you don't understand all of it completely immediately. I'm going to do exercise 8 with you guys. Okay. All of you good?